What are your plans for the weekend, Septimus?
Oh, I really, like rest. This weekend is going for rest. Tomorrow morning I'll meet a friend and we are going to do some sport in the nature. And then I don't know what I'll be doing, but for sure it will be like resting. Yeah.
Right. Good. Good.
I'll pass it to you, Santi.
I think I'm going to be working on the project that I told you. I've been in touch with someone I'm going to talk to on Tuesday, and she's an illustrator. I'll share with you some of her links. She's around town. And I'm going to explain her everything, more or less, and encourage her to do a test. And if it works out, we might have someone to join as an illustrator or as an art director or something like that. Okay, I want to try to make several tests before deciding if we push the whole project, because it's good to see the reaction of the public before. So that's basically it. And besides that, if it's a nice weather, I might take the bike and do some biking. What about you, Ivy? Hello, Juan Carlos.
Hola. For the weekend, I've got no big plans, just to work on the sprint video for Common Stack. So yeah, it might take that's my plan for tomorrow morning, and then maybe just do the laundry. And that's it. And what about you, Juan?
Hey, Juan Carlos, we were just asking what are your plans for the weekend?
Well, a friend of mine that lives in Bogota is going to stay some days in my house here in Barranquilla. So yeah, I'm going to spend some of the time with him. And also, I think that tomorrow we have price quantification. So that's my plan for this weekend.
All right. Okay. Good to have friends coming home. It's always nice.
Yes.
Did you see the video wall that I sent you from that train station in Bogota?
No, where did you send it to me?
On the Stewards channel in Telegram. It's Twitter, and it's just a short video of a video wall in the station that shows ahorre Bitcoin ahora or something like that.
Yeah, that's awesome. I saw it and it's so cool, like this so bullish.
It's cool. It's cool. Okay, so I think since no one else...
Can you resend it to me? I didn't see it.
Let me see here. Let me get it here. Funky. I don't have a direct. Well, I'll just here. There you go. Got it? Okay,
yes,
so
thank you.
All right, you're welcome. So the idea for today is to discuss the attendance terms for the meetings and brainstorm around it, and hopefully give you some ideas. You can share your initial idea, and we can give you feedback and bring other ideas, so you guys can end up with some terms that we can review together later on. So I would love if you can initially share the spark that created. I guess that all came from the sentence that you guys included on the working group agendas document, stating that the meeting can be recorded, and you have that anyone can read, that they need to be aware that everything can be recorded and later on either live streamed or uploaded into our social media video services like YouTube or Library. So that's the initial spark. And last week, I recall that we started discussing or putting some insight or some or opinion. Everyone was sharing their opinion on what the implications of that could be, and that maybe we could just, on top of leaving that sentence up there, have an additional link so anyone can click on, anyone who's interested, click on and get a deeper knowledge of what we might be doing with those images. Okay, so initially, and I can start here. I think that it's good to let anyone know that any recording that we may do can be uploaded for whatever time in our channels. And if they don't feel comfortable with that, they are of course they can leave the meeting. But we are free to record anything that we have or that we produce in terms of meetings, open meetings, and if they are not comfortable, they can leave.
Santi,
See,
there is a document that Ivy created.
Oh, can you share that?
Legal, maybe we can work on that document. I just Ivy created that, and I just added some terms of service that YouTube have, and if I can share screen if you want.
Sure, that'd be great.
Let me see.
Okay. So can you just explain us a little bit the structure of the document? There's an introduction initially.
Yeah, I can explain that one. Zep, can you share the document? Yeah, because I get multitask with while recording. So I have this introduction. So it's more general and more straightforward. So in the first paragraph, I already mentioned that when they join the TEC calls, they agree to be recorded and that they will follow our protocols, and that they abide by the disclaimers that we would like to present in this document. So I included there the protocols that one created in a different document. Mm-hmm. So I just added them there. I thought it's good to have there as well. And then I added that last bullet. And then the second part is the terms and disclaimers. So these are the rules, or I mean where we mention if what we will do with the recording, and we will not be held liable, things like that. And then at the bottom, while I was working on this document, this part I think is from Zep. Then at the bottom, while I was working on this document, several questions came to my mind. So I'm not sure if we can talk about this one, or I think this will be a problem for me and Zep because it's more on the meeting or video recording side. But the first question is, yeah.
No, I was suggesting, why don't we start from the top of the document and we all together we go over it, and anyone's open to bring their insights or their opinion. So I understand that initially it's fine. I would, from my perspective, I would also add, I would generalize and not just mention YouTube and library. First, because today is YouTube and library, and maybe next year there's another social media platform that we join. And so I would leave that open to any social media platform. And also right now there's already frames of videos published on Jessica blog posts sometimes, and we are all there. So already on Medium and sometimes on Twitter. I think I've seen frames of videos. So I would leave it open to any social media channel that the TEC may be using. Okay.
Yeah, it makes sense because we might also share these videos on Twitter and maybe on Discord. So, yeah.
And maybe mention videos or any extracted frame of the videos or any material or any content from the videos. Because sometimes for our own, need, maybe, we get a frame and use it on one of the blog posts or on Twitter or whatever, like when we had the Kagatio Fest, and we got the presence of the Rapix Die. I think we had a frame of that. So any content recorded during the calls could be used and published as needed by the TEC, and I would leave it something like that. So everyone understands that anything recorded on the calls can be used on any channels, and on any social media channels by the or material, because sometimes I try to leave it open, because imagine that we create a flyer on paper because we go to some event and we create a flyer and some images of us are there on the flyer that we print to give away whenever the COVID offers us the opportunity to travel again. Okay, so I would mention on online channels, printed or whatever type of support. Okay, is that fine for everyone?
Yeah, I want to clarify one thing. Are we going to use so the flyer thing, it's commercial, right? So
yes and no. It may not be commercial. It may be just for people to know who we are. Imagine we go to an event, and we have a booth, and we just give away information so anyone walking by knows what TEC is about, and they can grab a flyer. And on that flyer, there's our logo, there's some information, and there might be a picture of some of us.
So maybe it's more like
it doesn't necessarily has to be.
Yeah, maybe it's more like for social engagement. It's not commercial purpose, but yeah, maybe it's for social engagement. But if we go to events,
yeah, and I would add in any support. So that gives that media, in our social media, in any support. Instead of social media, I would change that for any support, and that includes absolutely everything. Okay, the participant consents to be recorded and allows the use of recording as described. And allows the use of recorded material as described. Not just the recorded material. Because if we get a frame from there and we print it, it's the material, it's the recorded material. Okay. All right, now the protocols. Can we just go real quick over them? Those are exactly the same that Juan Carlos suggested, except for the last one.
Yeah, I pasted them and just made tiny proofreading on those bullets. But the idea is just the same.
If they are if they are the same, I absolutely think it's great to have them there. But I understand, and correct me if I'm wrong, Juan Carlos, I understand that those are the protocols in the code of conduct. Is that correct?
I think that in the code of conduct we have a link to a forum post where is the protocol, but it's just a link to the forum post. So maybe we can say just like we have a call of protocols and paste the link of the.
Right. That's what I was thinking, because if we reproduce them, we risk that if any time those protocols change or increase, we may forget to include them in here. If we have the information in several places, you always have to think on whatever changes are. You have to think on all the places that information is written. So I would mention here, like, the protocols follow the rules included in and paste the link. And if we want to add something additional, like the last point that Ivy added, maybe we can leave that, because that might be a specific for the call terms and not just the protocols. So is that point that you added, Ivy, the last one? The facilitator should verbally notify the participants that the call is being recorded?
Yeah, I just
I think
wanted
that legally,
I just
yeah,
wanted
sorry,
to
go ahead.
put it into writing, so it's there, and everybody will be reminded that it's one of the protocols, and not just because we want to remind. I just want not just because we want to notify the participants. But I don't
Yeah,
know
I
if
think
it's a
that's,
protocol or it should fall under a different category.
yeah, but I think that should be there for sure. So
I I feel
yeah.
different because, like, in reality, that's not happening, and I think that affects. I mean, just in case, like, someone wants to delete some content from us, and they could say, "Oh, you didn't say that in the beginning," and I mean, it's something that's happening.
Mm-hmm.
So,
Do you
I mean,
know?
I understand.
Do you know if there
Yeah.
is any way to put a ticker on the screen with a sentence, like saying, this is being recorded, so anyone can see it, no matter if they click on the protocol or they click on the agenda, or we forget. Like when you record, that you see there's a recording word up over your screen. I don't know if there is a way to add that directly on the screen. We just introduce that sentence and on every meeting, and that's it. We know that it gets recorded and everyone sees it for sure. I don't know if that's an
I
option.
mean, I could add like more text, like saying check this and blah blah blah. But I cannot create a link because what I'm doing is having a picture in front of my camera. Like I'm using a virtual camera. That's what I'm doing.
Okay. All right, but at least that message saying this is being
Yeah.
recorded, that's there,
Mm-hmm.
and maybe that is being recorded. Check the protocols. Anyone want, at least we are warning them. Okay, if they check or not, it's their own business. But we are warning that this is being recorded, and that there's some protocols somewhere that they can ask for, or check in the agenda, or check. So at least we warn them. I think a great way to do it, because as you mentioned, we forget to mention that this is being recorded. Sometimes we do, sometimes we don't. At least, even if we forget, it's there.
Yeah, I can do that.
That's great. So if you
Okay,
just
so I reworded it so we won't
mhm,
be strict with verbally notifying them. So I changed the wording just to notify
perfect.
the participants that their meeting is being recorded.
Perfect. Juan Carlos, you think that just mentioning the link and adding that on all these paragraph is enough? What's your thoughts?
Yes, I think that maybe if we could have a developer aid, maybe we could add that like flag or something to the calls. But for the moment, just to have like the virtual screen that Septimus has, like with the recording banner, and like we openly talk about it, and we presume that the people that is in the call like is informed, and that we also have that in some place of the call, that just like recording, I think that's enough.
Okay. All right. Good. Okay. So do we move down to the other paragraph, the terms and disclaimers? Okay, let's see. Let's go over them. While we advocate transparency, we ensure that no sensitive, confidential information will be shared publicly. What we understand by that, by sensible and confidential information, because that's a critical word. Whatever is sensible for you may not be sensible for me, or how do we know if something is confidential?
Well, that's rated by Ivy, but for example, sensitive information for me would be like, let's say I open a document and you see my email here. At the beginning, when I was recording, I was editing those emails, like just blurring that part. But if we are live streaming, there's no way I can do it. So I don't know how we want to proceed on that.
That's. I mean, I understand your point on writing that, and it's clear. The problem is that we have no control. If while we are recording, I grab a banner and I put whatever here, before you ban me, that's being recorded. And if it's recorded, at least we can cut it. But if it's being streamed, live streamed, there is no way we can get that out. Okay, so the thing is, there's things that are there we cannot control.
Yeah, I
It
agree
was
with
saying,
that. That's why the second bullet is a disclaimer for that situation when it happens. Because, like you said, we cannot
Okay.
control them. So I put the second bullet is about the disclaimer that if it happens that somebody shared confidential information, so we will not be held liable for that.
Okay, that clarifies that looks good. With both of them, I think it's fine. But again, instead of the official YouTube channel, just any media channels that TEC may be using. Okay, the next point is the participants are discouraged from recording the calls without the transparency working group consent. Okay, that's good. That's good. The TEC will not hold liable for videos recorded without our consent. That's good. The participant personal opinions and comments, no matter of public interest, do not represent TEC as an organization. The recorded videos will never be used for commercial purposes. I see the idea of putting that, but I try to think what commercial purposes may mean. Because we may think that something is not commercial purpose, but from a legal perspective, if we are using those videos to try to get hatchers, that may be considered a commercial purpose. So I would leave that final bullet between brackets, and I would love if some legal expert could, give their opinion. So yeah, I completely agree with the idea, but we gotta be careful, because what we may think it's not a commercial purpose, it may be from the eyes of a legal expert.
and I think like the goal with that document is to protect ourselves, right?
I think it's to protect ourselves and to protect the members of the TEC, both, because if if someone records material, if someone records this meeting, for instance, and they use it, you know, it may be protecting the members or the members of the TEC that were participating on that meeting more than the TEC, you know, because if someone records this and grabs my image and uses my image for whatever they want, just to, you know, insult me in the social media channels, you know, they are going against me, not against the TEC.
Yeah.
So
Agree.
it's both. It's protecting TEC and protecting the members. The members on the meetings, which may even not even be members, someone that just jumps in one day and never comes back. He happens to be there and is recorded on the video.
That's true.
We are, I would say, yeah, we at the top of the document, you guys state what we means. We are the owners of all content, all recorded content, all recorded content, all the content. Yeah.
Is this document in the code of conduct?
No, the idea is
No,
that the idea is to have this document as a standalone document for terms of the meetings.
Okay, but maybe just like paste the link somewhere in the code of conduct.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
It could
fine.
be. It would be nice. Yes.
Maybe, I don't know, maybe we can discuss, and the place to have it is on the code of conduct. I mean, I have no specific preference to have it here or there or wherever it's easier for the members to check or to have a link or jump into it, you know.
Or to have it in the forum.
Yeah, maybe the forum would be. I would say that it probably needs to be in several places. Definitely in the code of conduct. And I would also like to have it on the forum. And beyond that, yeah, because if it's in the forum, if we paste a link on the agenda of every working group with that sentence saying this is being recorded, blah, 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 and then there's the link here with all the terms, and then they can jump into that forum post, and that can be there, and also have it reproduced on the code of conduct.
But I think you can think on that when the document is like finished, because right now it's like like this is not even clean. I just have pasted
Right.
that.
Whenever you guys have a finished document, so when you have it finalized, we will try to see if a legal expert can give it some read and give their thoughts. Okay, and then we can consider it's finalized.
Awesome.
Okay, perfect. All right, so you guys can do those slide changes, and next week, if we have an expert, we'll require them if they can take a look at it, and once it's clean, if they can take a look at it and give their thoughts on that.
I think we can, on transparency, finish and clean what we might think, but then it would be super cool if a legal expert can add, edit, and do whatever they need to the document to be very protecting the people and the TEC.
Okay, all right, great.
And
hello,
then here,
hello, Chewy. Hi, Griff. Go ahead, Seth.
Then here I just went to YouTube term of service and I just pasted what they have, and yeah, and then we could tweak it together here.
Yeah, but keep in mind that those may be terms specific for YouTube, and we have to think on any platform, not just YouTube.
Yeah, but in this part of the terms service, they were talking about the content, like their content on YouTube. Like no one can go there and I don't know. I download a video from any company and I use it for myself, stuff like that. And yeah, I just put it there just so we think on that. We can delete it if it's not needed, but I think it would be interesting to read it together.
Coming back to that, now that you're there, Griff, what do you think on that last point? TC is the owner of all recorded content. Do you think that's that's the way to move forward.
I'm not an expert on this.
Mm-hmm.
I would imagine so. I kind of like having this. I mean, who else would own it, right? Like, if there's a challenge, then either we can appoint, like, kind of do what BuzzDAO does, like with. I'm sure Chewy could speak more, and maybe like what does OneHive do with their video content?
Mm-hmm.
I think that they're a little less like formalized than we're trying to be. Like, it's probably just like shoot flying out there. But I think it'd be really cool to say that the DAO owns these things. Chewy, do you have
Mm-hmm.
any thoughts on what BuzzDAO does?
Well, what we do is pretty much. Well, Luke is the owner of the YouTube channel, um, but we've been also trying to like for putting some effort into like decentralizing those as well. He's been designating uh, like different editors for the channel, and I don't know if it's all like under like a Gmail account that everybody has access to. I imagine not, but now we all have like admin roles in the YouTube channel. This way, I mean, in the boss DAO, we can modify it. We can like add thumbnails to the videos and stuff like that. Uh, but yeah, I mean, regarding who like ownership of the video, uh, that's I'm not sure like who it belongs to, but since it's like a community channel, I would assume the community. The thing that I'm pretty sure it's different is if people appear in the video, uh, they still own like their public image rights. You know, they still own that, and but but yeah, other than that, I'm not sure about like ownership of like centralized uh, platforms. You know, it's uh, it continuously is a topic that keeps that people keep bringing up. You know, because it's a dilemma in a way.
Yeah, because actually, according to YouTube, we may be the owners of the account, but the owners of the content, as long as we upload it to YouTube, is YouTube. So even we may write whatever we want there, but as long as you use YouTube service, they are the owners of the content. So
Yeah, if TEC decides to monetize the content, YouTube is keeping like most of that.
right, right, okay. Well, anyway, we will have to have that document reviewed by a legal expert, so we get their insights and that be the final touch. So whenever you guys have it clean and just about ready, Jeb and Libby and Ivy, let's just try to see if we can have it reviewed by a legal expert there. Anything else here that you wanna add?
There's one question that I wanted to ask. I think it's a major for me because I'm drafting this one, and I'm not sure if we should also, yeah, the first bullet, should we also align our terms with the existing privacy laws in the country where tech is officially registered? Are we registered in any country?
No, the TEC is not going to be registered anywhere, so there is no sense on trying to align the terms on any country because there is no I right. The TEC is not going to be an entity at all, so there is no sense on doing on that point.
I mean,
Okay.
if you want to be cool about it, you can say that we're a Ethereum-based entity. You know, that we live in the Ethereum jurisdiction. It won't hold any, but like that's kind of the default idea, and that is where our organizational structure is.
Mhm.
So
Right, but that in order to work on that bullet, there's no privacy laws on the Ethereum network, so we cannot be aligned with those terms.
Okay.
And like going back to the YouTube example, like if we like upload a video and there's like a dispute about some of the content, we would need to comply with YouTube policies, right? Which are US based. So it also depends on the platform that we're reaching out to.
Right.
It-
But go ahead. Seth.
In our case, we are uploading it on YouTube, but also on libraries, so we still keeping the rights. Or when you post something on YouTube, you already lost them. It's just a question.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's one. And of course, we have the originals. If you keep the originals, which I don't know if we do, but if we keep them, we always have that content on our local hard drive or wherever we store them on the cloud. So that's. But I don't know if it has any sense, if it's needed, or it has sense to mention that you are trying to mention, Ivy, because the legal terms or the terms of the laws have no sense here, because we are just an Ethereum entity, and I don't think there's much loss on the Ethereum entity at all. So I would, in a way, we're always in that gray area, and this comes back to my mind, and maybe great that you've been thinking more about it. In a way, we try to protect, because we want to protect the users and we want to make sure that they know what they're dealing with whenever we record. But on the opposite side, there is no law, there is no entity. So we are there playing like two games. Okay. And it's good to mention and it's good to warn them. But at the end of the day, if someone grabs that video and does whatever they want with that video, and someone feels that they've been going against them, if they want to sue us, there is no entity to sue. So at the end of the day, there's not too much that we can do. We can warn them. This is the game we are playing. We're recording this, we're uploading them. You cannot do this, you cannot do that, but I am not an entity. I don't have a legal right to do anything. So, and if you want to sue me, you're not going to find anyone, because I'm on the Ethereum network. So at the end of the day, it's good to mention, but I wouldn't go too deep into the legal aspects of or consequences of breaking these rules or not. I just think I wouldn't mention that first point. That's my perspective. I don't know, anyone else can give their own opinion, but I wouldn't jump into that first bullet. What do you guys think?
I agree.
Yeah, I also agree. I also like the idea of Griff saying we're landing Ethereum. I mean, I think that's cool. But if it's that too much work to do, yeah, just don't put anything and it should work.
Well, but that mentioning that we are an entity on the Ethereum blockchain, that can be added on the top paragraph, where we introduce the document, and I think we should mention that, but just add it on the top paragraph at the beginning of the document, right there. Yeah, the Token Engineering Commons, or TEC, it's an entity living in the Ethereum blockchain, or XDAI, Ethereum or XDAI. What would you say?
I mean, we're going to be next die, right?
Right.
Probably
Or mention
Ethereum
both.
would be more specific, in my opinion.
Then just leave Ethereum, yeah. Or actually, in the other document, on the hatching document, hatching terms, we were always mentioning Ethereum/XDAI. We mentioned both. Maybe just leave them both.
Maybe I can check.
On XDAI, not on Ethereum, really.
Okay, then just delete the Ethereum, leave the EXI. Okay. So now
I think both. I think saying both is good.
We never know, Griff. Maybe whenever ETH 2.0 gets introduced, we end up being on the Ethereum blockchain.
Absolutely. XDAI has always said that they would likely end up as a shard on ETH2. That's
So can we go down the document and check the other bullets? So can virtual meetings via Discord get hacked? How do we prevent this? Well, anything can be hacked as long as it's on the internet. Whatever you.
I actually
What
added
do you
this
understand by
question.
hack?
Yeah, if someone like in the third bullet is the same with the third bullet, how do we prevent unwanted guests? I don't know how hacking can happen in Discord, but I was just thinking that if we have something about this stuff, then should we also mention it in these how do we protect those people attending our meetings from hackers if it's
I think
possible?
I think we can warn them, but we cannot protect them. Just imagine when we live stream, anyone can be recording that from their screen, capturing their screen, and doing whatever they want with that video. There is no way we can protect them. All we can do is warn them. And
Okay,
by
so
no means we want to take the responsibility to protect them at all, because we cannot.
okay, so I'm just gonna add a statement there that just like a warning statement, and that and a
Right.
disclaimer that we will not be responsible if hacking happened while they're in our calls.
Or not just hacking, just if anyone uses the images or records the images for their own purpose with any intention. So the images are beyond our control once they are uploaded in any of those platforms or live stream.
Okay. Okay, got it.
So,
Thanks.
okay. What the other one is in relation to the last one? Is there an automatic way?
Yeah, this is the same same issue that we talked about earlier. Like if dev people can do something about it.
Yeah, one of the I don't know if Chewy was there when we were discussing this, but Griff was not. One of the things that we discussed was to have some kind of text banner on the during the meeting, so everyone, even if they don't check the agenda or they don't check the terms, knows that this is being recorded. Okay, and it's just a warning saying this is being recorded. You can go check the terms. If you don't do it, it's your own business. But the terms, you're being warned that there's some terms and that this is being recorded for internal use or for whatever. So at least anyone jumping in, like when we're having a meeting, someone jumps in for the first time. They don't know what the hell this community is about or anything. But the very first minute they jump in, they are being recorded. So at least if we have that banner there, they are warned that the content is being recorded and maybe uploaded if we decide to. Because we may mention it at the beginning of the meeting, but we don't mention it anymore. So new people may not, if they jump in late, they don't know. Okay, I think that option, Zeptimus, the sooner we introduce it, the better, because the banner thing.
But when you say a banner, it's just adding a small text below my camera, right?
I mean, or a ticker, right. Yeah, the small text that you mentioned.
I can do it like even right now. But yeah,
Okay.
I mean right now because I should close the camera and stuff. But yeah, that's an easy one.
I mean, we can introduce that right away, even if we don't have this document finished or reviewed or whatever, because at least it's a way to warn anyone that anything is being recorded, and it's like this live that shows up here on the stream of the screen right now, that little button, something like that would make it, live recording or whatever.
Yeah, I can say
Okay.
like the big one, like recording that I actually have normally, and then in the bottom add something like read terms and conditions. Do you think that would be enough, or?
Yeah. Or
Okay.
there's the terms and conditions on the agenda, and whoever wants to check it out, they're gonna ask. They're gonna say, "What is the agenda? Where can I find these terms and so on?" So of course we'll take care of that. But if they don't know that there are terms, there's no way they may think on asking about the terms. Okay, I think that's fine. So you guys clean it, and as soon as we find a legal expert, we can have it reviewed. Okay, I would like to take the last minutes of the call just to dig deeper into the participation. I was this morning. I got a DM from Meta Verde. She introduced me to a lawyer in Seattle that wants to join. She just needed to discuss with her, the company she's working for, to see if there was any incompatibility. But I would love to give an open, call to any legal expert to join, because we need them at least to review these documents that we work on and have an eye of an expert. So I DM'd Anya. We could try to get them, but if they are not coming, they may be busy or whatever. Or they may have the reasons not to come. But at least doing some efforts to try to onboard legal experts. It's needed, at least on this group for sure. So I will see what happens with this contact that Metaperde gave me. She said she might get in touch with me today, and hopefully either today or sometime during Monday or Tuesday, I can talk to her and see if she's able to join, and maybe she can bring others, so we have some and not just one, and we can distribute the revision work on several of those. But if you have any ideas on on anyone, or you have anyone in mind that may be willing to join or that we could approach, that'd be great. I'm open to explain them what we do and the type of work, which is not too much work, but of work we would love them to help us with, and see if they are willing to come. Okay.
I have a really good friend that does intellectual property, and he. I told him like a couple of weeks ago about the TEC, and he was very interested. So I'll try to follow through with that and see if he would be willing to. Because I mean, these last points I can help like think of him. So I'll try to see, maybe yeah, we could get someone like that on board.
That'd be cool. I mean, all we need is the eye of an expert, because most of us, have been reading legal documents, but of course we are not the experts. So their point of view, although they gotta keep in mind that most of the time we don't do most of what they advise, because we end up, moving forward with what we think, because we are not a legal entity and we don't want to become a legal entity. But their point of view is critical. It's needed. No matter what we end up doing, we gotta know what's going on and what the law deals with. So it's important, and that'd be great. So if you can encourage him to join, that'd be great. I hopefully be able to talk with Tamara, the girl that Metaverde passed me, and I don't know if we can try to reach Anya and Marina somehow. I will see who brought them and through who were on board, and see if we can at least get them back here every once in a while and help us with, or even if they don't come, if we can have a way to send them the documents and get their feedback, that'd be already enough. Okay, so that's great. Thanks for introducing that option there, Chuy. Okay, anything else anyone wants to bring on today's meeting before we close? No? Then
I
I'll
just want to say that an hour earlier, Livy planned to have a hack session on the code of conduct, but as we didn't have it, like maybe we can work on it async, and like if anyone has some comments or something, like help her, because this is other document that is really important and that needs a lot of work.
Okay. I think she was thinking on rescheduling for Monday, right? I think she wrote that on the Stuart's channel on Telegram, and she was thinking, or she proposed to reschedule it on Monday, and I saw that Zeptimos said it was fine for him. So although we can always work asynchrony,
yes,
I think
to have some advance.
Okay.
For Monday.
All right. Perfect. That's great. Okay. Anything else before we close? No? All right. Perfect. Let's keep moving.
Thank you.
Thanks you. Thank you all for coming. Bye-bye.
Thanks, Santi.
Thanks,
Bye.
Santi.
Guys,
thank
have a good one.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Nice.